Thank you, everyone. Feels really good to be here tonight. I would say part of the reason it really feels good to be here tonight is I feel like I'm looking real sharp, you know? I got this new shirt. Oh, yeah, thanks. Well, and the person who got me this new shirt, they're like, I think this will be a great shirt for you because it's got a very busy pattern. And a busy pattern like this, it makes the eye go vertical and go up and down. And someone with your body, they really want the eye to go up and down and not horizontal. Yeah, which clearly this person does not have a lot of faith in my physique because they're like, all right, you look like such shit, I bought you an optical illusion. Like, this is what you need to put on your body. It's a magic eye. They'll be so distracted by the truck jumping out at them. Which also clearly doesn't think much of you folks either. Thinks that like you're gonna be like, oh wow, are those blue checkers? He doesn't look like shit. Crazy, wow. Because if you're gonna pull a gambit like that, the pattern's gotta be more complicated. Like, some of you have to look at the shirt and see like a beautiful woman. Some of you look at it, you see an old hag. All right, no one went to elementary school. All right. So I applied for a new job recently, and I don't have a degree, so that's rough because I'm not qualified to do anything. And people always give you the same advice. It's just like, well, like, lie on your resume. And I'm like, I can't do that, they'll know, and they're like, everyone does it. But if everyone does it, the person checking my resume knows, and it's this vicious cycle. Then it occurred to me, though, that's the point. Because if you're just a little bit good at lying, you got a little bit of finesse, you can do like any job in America. Because I ended up getting a job. Right now I work in a produce department. What do you think that job consists of? Like lifting up potatoes? No, it's lying. Yeah, people come up to you, they're like, hey, when are oranges in season? You're like, oh, February. They buy it every time. Sometimes people come up and be like, can you help me pick out which melon is ripe? And I'll let you in a little produce secret on which melon is ripe. It's always the second one. If you just pick up the first one and hand it to someone, you're just an asshole. Yeah. You pick up a melon, you give it a little quizzical look, knock on it a little bit, and you give it a sniff. That's a fucking Sherlock Holmes melon right there. Oh yeah, this is from Peru, it's a good year. Yeah, people get you lying all the time. My boss caught me lying the other day because he came in the back and he's like, hey, are you just slacking off and doing French Duolingo? And I was like, moi? I mean, no. When I first moved to Seattle, I was a house cleaner for a couple years. And the weird thing about being a house cleaner is everyone always assumes you're stupid. Well, and they're only right like a quarter of the time. Yeah, so I was cleaning for this one guy, and he's like, hey, I'm leaving for work. Do you mind, like, when you're done, could you lock the door and turn the lights off? So I'm like, yeah, sure, of course. And then he goes, all right, well, why don't you come here? And I'll show you how to use my new light switch. All right, some of you used one before, all right. Well, so I go over to him, and he shows me the light switch, and it's got maybe an extra slider on the side, but it still just goes up and down. Very simple affair. And I get really indignant, because like I do have a degree. It's from a state college, but to graduate, you still have to prove you can flip a light switch. It's actually the final exam. The entrance exam, they make you draw one of those hand turkeys. But yeah, so I'm infuriated, I'm indignant the whole time I'm finishing cleaning. All I can think about is this light switch. So I finish up. I storm up to it and I click it off and I turn off those lights. Oh, and then I forgot to lock the door. So yeah, this was one of those 25%. Yeah, my boss was pissed the next morning. I had to go into her office and be like, hey, boss, we have an issue. And my boss, she had a real type A personality, if you ever worked for someone like that. So I come in and, she's like, don't come to me with a problem. You come to me with a problem and a solution. And I'm really bad at being put on the spot. So I'm like, the solution, I quit.